Well, hey everybody, it's Tom Antion in a rare daytime show. I'm kind of a night owl, and I do my Sunday night show, which I hope you check out every Sunday night, 10 p.m. Eastern, right here. And it's a variety show, so it's all kinds of internet tips, public speaking tips, anti-scam, news of the day, a-hole of the week. So it's a little bit late night type show. But this show is part one of a series, three-part series on using shopping carts. This has been the lifeblood of my operation for many, many years. So I'm going to give you lots of little details on the things you should be doing to increase your revenue. Now, if you would like to get notice of my events, you could write this down. I hope and you should have a pencil and paper ready to go, folks, because I'm going to give lots of tips today. Besides the mechanics of doing stuff, I'm going to tell you why and the theory of selling more stuff. So, but if you like to get notice of what I'm doing, it's Antion.com. That's Antion.com/notify. Antion.com/notify. You can be totally anonymous and you'll just get little desktop notifications, which I will not bury you in like some people do. You don't hear from me every day usually. And you'll know when I'm doing something, which is always high content, always helpful. Now, I do have to refresh because if you want to comment or ask a question, you're better off if you're at facebook.com/Antion, because this is simulcast to many of my different pages, and I won't see your comments or questions till later. That's okay if you don't mind that. Then I will sift through them and I'll answer you personally through Messenger. But anyway, if you want me to see your or give you a shout out or whatever, make sure you are on facebook.com/Antion. Okay. Let's see what I got notes here so I don't forget anything. This whole thing is sponsored by a Kickstart Cart. This is a shopping cart system I have been using for 16 years or so, pretty much the lifeblood of my operation. And actually, you can refer it, like if you're a webmaster or something, you can refer it and get a 30% commission ongoing. So it can be a good revenue stream in itself, just referring it. But it's a really great cart. I've been using it forever. You'll get into all the kinds of things good carts will do for you. But anyway, kickstartcart.com is my private label of a one shopping cart, which is the mother company. So anyway, just keep that in mind. That's who's making this all possible today. Let's see. Just for those of you that don't know me, I've been selling on just a 30-second bio. I've been selling on the commercial internet since there was a commercial internet around 1994, and I made nothing in the first 2 years. Sorry, I was just trying to figure things out. Then I got good training, and by the year 2000, I was an internet multimillionaire and still enjoy that and build on that today. So I've been around a little bit since, the begin when the first shopping carts came out, I was there, and let me tell you, it was not pretty. It was expensive. Nothing worked. In the old days, it was $2,000 to get a shopping cart that would just barely work on one website. And then if you wanted any extras, I paid $1,100 to another company to put an affiliate program with it. There's $3,100. Nobody could get it working for 6 months, and then what happens is each company blames the other one, and you're left holding the bag. So those were the ugly days that I had to climb through. So anyway, that's me. Now, I call this a shopping cart system, not just Kickstart Cart, but this is what I want you to have. And if you don't get this cart, you're going to have a checklist of things that you should have in any cart that you pick. But of course, I want you to have mine and get our free tutoring and unlimited support and all that stuff. But at any rate, it's a system. You don't want just something that just barely takes the money. You want everything integrated. And I had 150,000 subscribers all spread out in different email programs before I got this cart. That's why sometimes you might get a duplicate from me when you get an email. But if you're starting out or you want to consolidate, get them all in one place, your customers are in one place, your prospects, anytime you give away something, a freebie to get people on your email list, they're all in one place. And you can segment them. I'll show you as we go today. You can segment them so you can broadcast only to certain people. And it's just beautiful to have everything in one place. Now, I'm also going to give you a free ebook. If you can't make all these sessions, then the entire thing, plus way more that I'm able to cover here, is in about a 30-page ebook that outlines all this stuff. Let me give you the link to that. It's How to Use a Shopping Cart, and then put .com. The title of that webpage is How to Use a Shopping Cart.com, is where you can download an ebook that for free that tells you all about this stuff and reminds you, and it's illustrated, shows you stuff. So write that down, How to Use a shoppingcart.com. Okay, so now in this session, we're talking about paid shopping carts that runs on their own server. Now, let me tell you what that means. First of all, those of you that know me, I'm a big advocate of free stuff. All right, I love free stuff, as long as it's good for you and does not hurt you. Now, here's the problem with shopping carts as I've come up through all these years. Your hosting company is happy to give you a piece of garbage shopping cart, pretty much figuring you don't know any better. But what happens is it's only for that one website. And once you load it up with all your stuff, now that hosting company has their hooks in you. So if they get, and hosting companies go up and down like a porpoise. I mean, when they get hard up for money, they load more and more websites on their server computers, and then your website slows down to molasses, but you're stuck to move because you've got all this stuff loaded in your shopping cart. Oh, and thanks for people who are sharing. Thanks for hitting your share button and like button. I appreciate that. Let everybody get a chance to see this. I have to refresh here and see what's going on. All right, Jeff. Hey, there's Jeff Herring. Tiana, thank you. Yeah, hugs back to you. Appreciate it. Thanks, Jeff. So don't get sucked into that. Like I said, I'll tell you when free stuff is good, but this is not the place to scrimp. This is your money. This is the lifeblood of your business. And when people say, well, I don't want to pay for it, I think, well, you just shut up. I want to smack you. Just start any kind of business. Go start a McDonald's for $500,000. So you can pay pennies for a shopping cart and a website and be in business around the world. So this is chump change when we talk about this stuff. Now, so we're going to talk about, again, a website or a shopping cart that goes on its own server. Now, what does this mean to you? What does that mean at all? Well, what that means is the shopping cart company is responsible for all of the crap that you would have to figure out, which would be impossible for most of you if you're not a super geek. Just the credit card compliance issues alone. I can't even read the document that says, hey, you have to do this, this, and this. You know what? No, I don't. The shopping cart company does it for me because I have no clue what that stuff is. And then installing it and then making it run on the hosting service. Just because they put it on there for you doesn't mean they maintain it for you. You have to get your own geek to troubleshoot everything, so it's just a mess. When you have a shopping cart that runs on its own server, all of that is off your plate and you can worry about making money. All right, and that's what we want to do. Okay. Now, another big benefit of something that runs on its own server is you can hook up multiple websites pretty much in, and I'm not exaggerating, in seconds, at the most minutes, to your blogs, to your blog postings, to social media stuff, to your website, just about anywhere, because you get a link to that cart from all your, whatever products you want. You just link to it. You don't have to install stuff, see? I have probably, I don't really know. I never really counted them, but probably about 70, that's 70, sites going through one account. And I always tell people, you could be selling bras on one hand and Bibles on the other, and neither customer would know about the other sites if you didn't want them to. All right? There's minor limitations there. It can only shovel into one checking account, but you don't care as long as you get the money, right? So that's another big benefit of this. So every time you get an idea, throw up or a blog posting or do something or this or that, or even if you put an ad in somebody else's E-zine or on their website, you can link back directly to your shopping cart. So, all right, now I'm going to talk about some what I call basics, but trust me, in the 1,700 students I've had over the last, 20 some years, basics sometimes elude you. All right, they tell me they know what they're doing, and then I see 2 seconds. I can tell by talking to them they really don't. So I'm going to talk about some basics first, which is collecting money. You think, oh, that's pretty basic. Yeah, it should do that. But let me, I guarantee you haven't heard what I'm going to tell you about sales tax issues, receipts, displaying thank you pages, and delivering digital products. Those are the basics we're going to cover right now, and then we'll get into some better stuff later. And then remember, I'm doing this tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday with all kinds of extra stuff. But don't forget how to use the shoppingcart.com. You can download the free ebook. And yes, that is a big giant hunk of cheese behind me, because one of my students, Joan Stewart, the publicity hound, is from Wisconsin, and she gave that to me when there's one of those cheese hats. Okay, so first of all, let's talk about collecting money. Well, here's the thing. We love PayPal here. We love PayPal. It's very handy to do all kinds of stuff with. However, if you only have PayPal and you're supposed to be this, important muckety-muck selling important stuff online, well, there is a stigma attached to it. You kind of look like a reject from eBay if you only have PayPal. Now, on eBay, you're expected to have PayPal. They own PayPal, or one of the other PayPal. Yeah, eBay owns PayPal. But if it's on your website, that has a little stigma involved. Now, if you're desperate to get started and you don't have much money, and maybe your credit's a little rough and you can't get a merchant account, okay, yeah, start. Do anything to get going. But eventually you want to have a full-blown merchant account. That's for Visa, MasterCard, Amex. I don't take Discover, but Discover, whatever. Now, here's the thing about collecting money that you probably didn't know about. Many people have seen that having both a choice of a merchant account and PayPal on their shopping cart can increase sales. I've seen it as much as 15% increase because people have a choice. So what happens is it gets rid of the stigma of you only having PayPal, because they see they have a full-blown merchant account. So that means you're a more substantial business. Psychologically, it doesn't really mean that, but they think you are. And a lot of people like to spend their PayPal money. So you got rid of the stigma. People like to spend their PayPal money, and they still have the option of just going through the straight merchant account. So that's a little bit about collecting money maybe you didn't know about. All right, now sales tax. Well, sales tax currently is only necessary for most of us small businesses. Like if you're Amazon, you collect it in all these states where you have distribution and big stuff. But currently, you only need to collect sales tax on physical products sent or purchased by someone in the state where you are located. So if I sell a CD in Virginia, that's a physical product that I have to collect sales tax on. But if I sell a CD in Ohio, I don't. So the shopping cart takes care of all that for you. Now with digital products, so far you don't have to pay sales tax. And with services, you don't have to pay sales tax. But trust me, sales tax is a pain in the neck. So the shopping cart takes care of all that for you automatically. You don't have to think about it. Now, issuing receipts. Well, most every shopping cart on earth, no matter what kind of piece of crap it is going to issue a receipt to a person, like an email receipt. But, and including this Kickstart cart, it's going to be plain Jane. It's going to be, this is what you bought, this is who I am, blah, 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 here's our number if you need us. So, and I'm going to talk more about this a little later, but you want your cart to be able to do something nicer than that and start a relationship with the customer, build rapport, give customer service. So we use what we call autoresponders for that. And that needs to be part of your system. See, it's not something where you buy an autoresponder thing over here because you heard of it, and then your shopping cart's over here and they're not connected. So now you've got databases of customers here and a bunch of people over here and they're not connected. It's crazy. So we'll get to autoresponders in a minute. Then thank you page. See, this is where I throw in some theory, folks. Thank you page selling is a way to add revenue to your business. And most people just, maybe if you're lucky, pop up a page that says, thanks for ordering from us. All right, that's the end of it. Well, let me get my wallet out here because I like to use this as a explanation. You see this? It's out of my pocket, right? The easiest, write this down, the easiest person to sell is the one that has their wallet out. Okay, that's the theory we're operating under here, see? So when you have just sold something to somebody and you just pop up a plain thank you page, you are ruining a perfect chance to make more money and please your customer. So let me show you a thank you page. Let's find it here. Here we go. So this is an example of a thank you page, one of mine. I have lots of them. That is a revenue source for me. It's not just thank you to build rapport. Yes, it does thank them, but it's a total revenue source. Well, you say, well, how is that, Tom? Well, it's plastered. If you could scroll, that's just a screen capture. If you scroll down, there's a whole bunch of videos there teaching you how to do stuff, okay? But you can't do it unless you buy what I'm recommending. And I get an affiliate commission. So thank you pages are a revenue source, and you need to be able to make custom ones because let's say you were selling sporting items and people bought golf balls. Well, it'd be ridiculous for you to pop up a page that says, thank you, here, check out this soccer site over here. You know, you'd want to make a page that popped up that had golf clubs and golf shoes and golf carts and everything else, all right, that you could find affiliate programs for. So a good shopping cart will allow you to customize the thank you page a person gets. So that's something you want to make sure yours will do. And this is just one of the examples of mine. Okay. All right. Let's see. Now, you want to be able to deliver digital products because they're 97% profit. And I tell you what, I don't mean to be rude when I say this, but you have to be almost a moron to not be able to make money when your product is 97% profit. Okay, as long as it's a product somebody wants, of course. You know, if it's just something you love and nobody else wants, well, no, you're not going to sell it. But so you want digital products. Now, something you might not know is that a lot of people worry about people sharing the digital product. Well, the first big principle is that it would cost a fortune for you to actually protect it, and it wouldn't be 100% anyway. So the smart thing to do is don't spend a fortune to try to protect your digital products. Plaster them full of affiliate links to other stuff or other products of yours, so that if somebody does give it away, you get, the next person might be courteous enough to buy something. See? So that's a smarter way to do it. However, the cart, a good cart will make the digital download link non-functional automatically after a certain period of time. Kickstart Cart gives them 24 hours to download. The reason for this is so that they can't post it up on some discussion board and then thousands of people steal your product without you even knowing about it. Now, if you were trying to actually give the product away, that would be a good thing, but there's other ways to do that. But if it's something you're trying to sell and you don't want thousands of people stealing it, then the cart automatically does that for you. And if somebody doesn't download it in 24 hours, they email you and say, hey, I bought this so-and-so, and then you just email or send them. Actually, I go into the cart and hit resend digital product link, and it gives them another 24 hours. So those are kinds of things you want to do. All right, now let's get to autoresponders. Now, if you took a bunch of people that have been around as long as I have and said, well, what are some of the most powerful things ever invented in the internet marketing or e-commerce arena? Virtually all of us, and there is not that many of us around that have been here for as long as I have, but virtually all of us would say the autoresponder. And we started out with one autoresponder, which means somebody would almost like fax on demand, like email a certain email address, and they would get an answer back from whatever they want. But now the standard is called a sequential autoresponder. That means the person requests something or they trigger it in some fashion, and the autoresponder gives them the first message and then the next message, and then you can put as many. I have some of them going out 6 or 8 months. Not every day, but maybe 3 days in a row, and then once a week, and then once every couple weeks, just to keep in touch with people, but always giving them good stuff. So the shopping cart system I'm talking about, that's all integrated. Now, it also has broadcast email, so I can, anytime I want, send an email to all of the people, or segments of the people. Like if I was selling bras and Bibles on, I wouldn't want to send, the bra people, Bible verses and vice versa, all right? So autoresponders, just very, very powerful. But if they're not integrated with your shopping cart system, then you got a nightmare on your hands. You got people in 2 databases and you have to do everything manually. So in this case, there's all kinds of things you can do with autoresponders. One is you can do e-courses, either free or paid. Now, the first e-course I ever did, free, I might add, brought in $7,000 in the first week. And you say, well, Tom, how can a free e-course bring in $7,000? Well, here's your theory about that. When you do an e-course, you give the good content that you promised, 90% or more, okay, good content, but then at the bottom you can put a little link. Hey, if you're really excited about this topic, click here and check out my so-and-so about it. So I don't remember, 1,100 people signed up for it the first week, and then they've spent $7,000. I don't remember I think the product was, 100 or something, I don't know. But this is a very powerful tool, a free e-course, and it's delivered automatically with your sequential autoresponder. Now, let me just talk the difference between broadcast email and autoresponders. Autoresponders are always triggered by something the prospect or the customer did. So they bought something, boom, triggers an autoresponder. They signed up for a free download, boom, triggers an autoresponder. They signed up for a free e-course. Boom, triggers an autoresponder. So they did something to trigger it. They registered for a webinar. Any of these things. A broadcast is when anytime you feel like it, you decide, I'm going to send out an email to people. And you can send it to people that just bought the bras or just bought the Bibles, or if you have a bra Bible study class, I don't know. You can put those two autoresponders together and email to them and so forth. So, by the way, thank you for sharing, folks. I appreciate that, and hitting your like button. Remember, we're doing this tomorrow and the next day. All right, so anyway, autoresponders. Now, also, you can put custom thank you emails together so it automates your customer service. And I'll give you an example of this. How in the early days, I was selling the Wake 'em Up speaking system all over the world. And when I would send it to Canada, it would get there just as fast as it would in the United States. And this is like a $1,000 product. But then after 9/11, big boxes were getting held up in Canadian customs for sometimes 2 weeks or 3 weeks. So now all these nice Canadians, if you're listening, we know all the Canadians are nice, are getting pissed off at me. And they're, well, we shouldn't have sent $1,000 to you Yankees. I didn't get anything. And so I said, oh man, these people were mad. And when I found out what was going on, all I did was go into my thank you autoresponder and say, hey folks, if you're in the continental United States, you'll get your package in 2 or 3 days, priority mail. But if you're one of our wonderful friends outside the U.S., because of security concerns, now big boxes are being held up in your customs to make sure they're not bombs. So I didn't say the word bombs in an email, by the way, but I said for security concerns. And it might be held up a couple extra weeks even, and it's terrible, I know, but it'll get there. We've never lost one yet. So all the complaints stopped instantly because I just put the autoresponder message in there to let them expect what is going to happen. All right, so that's great. You can send how to use your product tips. You can do upselling after the sale, which we're going to cover upselling tomorrow, and upselling theory, how I get 30% to 50% people going for my upsells anytime I do it. I'm going to teach you that tomorrow. But here's my thing with emails, folks. I want people to get used to getting emails from me that help them. That way they're less likely to unsubscribe. So I have kind of a rule of thumb. I send at least 3 helpful emails before I offer them something else to buy. And then I'll probably offer them something else to buy, custom related to what they bought, and give them a coupon code, which I'm covering. I think I'm covering coupons and using coupons tomorrow. Anyway, autoresponders really great. Now, and here's what happens in the shopping cart system. When you have this big database of people, they're all in one big ocean of people, right? But they're divided by what autoresponder they got so that you can keep them segmented. So you're not sending things to people that they don't care about. You know, I have Fatso Tennis, and I have protection dogs and things like that. So protection dog people know nothing about my public speaking and e-commerce business. They just want to buy a dog to protect themselves. You know, so they don't want to hear about internet marketing stuff. Yeah, I could send them stuff and maybe a tiny percentage would want of it, but the rest of them would unsubscribe. See, so you want to segment stuff. So having it all in one place really helps. Okay, so in broadcast email and autoresponders, you can do a good shopping cart system is going to allow mail merge. This was impossible when I first started, and used to take 2 to 3 hours to set up for the first couple years. This is where people's custom information is plopped into the email. Their name. Don't put their name in the subject anymore. You're wasting valuable space. You really need to get them with benefits to open the email. You can put their name inside. But you can put what they bought. You can put when they bought. You can put, update your credit card if they're giving you recurring billing, which is something I think I cover on Friday, which has made a fortune for me on financing things for people, and I don't have to worry about charging them every month. It's automatic, so that's, I think, on Friday. Anyway, mail merge is where you can customize the emails that make even more conversion out of them. See? Okay, so let's see if we have any questions here. And let me tell you what we're covering tomorrow is upselling theory, bundles. I'll show you an example of upsell. This is run for years. This site and its sister site have made about $72,000 a year for 9 years straight when I was fully running it. But that's called an upsell. They bought one product and we're offering them another. So tomorrow I'm going to give you the theory how to make people, 30 to 50% of the people, like clockwork, will go for your upsell if you learn what I teach you tomorrow. Okay, let's see. So what do we got here? Let's see. I'm going to refresh and see if I see. Like I said, if you're listening on one of my other multicast channels, I won't see your comment till I check all the different channels later. It's you should be on facebook.com/Antion. And let's see if we have any questions here. Jeff says, this is such a great refresher for someone who's been doing this for 10 years. You all who are hearing this for the first time, this is gold, capital G-O-L-D. Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate it. And thanks for sharing, everybody. So anyway, I probably have to answer questions personally through Messenger if you're on my friend list. If not, and I don't get multi-case channel, says Gary. I said multicast. It's just a generic term for this is being broadcast on Antion and Associates and Screw the Commute and Tom Antion Live and my personal page. So that's what I meant by multicast. But anyway, you can always email me questions at orders@antion.com, orders@antion.com, and call our office 9 to 5, Monday through Friday at 757-431-1366, 757-431-1366. And we'll be glad to help you. The shopping cart system, Kickstart Cart, we give unlimited free training. I've been the biggest reseller, I'm pretty sure, in the entire world for them. And I use it myself personally. I don't use any of the some of the other big ones you've heard of because they're way more expensive and no mortal business person can operate them without a team of geeks. So that's why we use it. But let's see. Beth Ann says, perfect timing for this series. I'm on the lesson about how to use a shopping cart and watching videos from the website. Oh, she's in my Internet Marketing School, imtcva.org, imtcva.org. Gary says, thanks. Tiana says, eager for more. Thank you. Yeah, I'll be on at noon tomorrow and noon Friday. But get yourself a free trial of kickstartcart.com. Just go over to here. And like I said, if you're a webmaster or even if you're not, you get a 30% ongoing commission if you get it. And I got to tell you, just one of the upsells I'm going to teach you about tomorrow can pay for the cart for a couple years. So it's not expensive. It's a business tool that virtually operates my entire business. So awesome. We'll see you tomorrow. So tell your friends about it. Hit your share. And I'll be on at noon Eastern tomorrow talking about upselling, coupons, custom continue shopping pages. That's a really big money maker. And then split testing, which is the way that people make lots of extra money, and it's all right in the shopping cart. All right, I'll catch y'all tomorrow, everybody. Bye-bye.